Well, it's kind of funny that I'm coming to the theater tonight to see a movie that's based on inequality. It's called On the Basis of Sex because I want to see this movie about this lady that's fighting for equality with women in the workforce. You know that song, "It's a Man's World." Well, they're playing that in this movie and stuff too. And it's quite interesting that I'm just having a conversation just now. We're gonna get to the shout outs here in a second. Um, that I'm on my keto group, and somebody asks, "How is Tarani syrups?" Well, Tarani syrups are trash. Um, Tarani syrups, even by people that used to use them in their coffee every morning, now realize that a bunch of them. Hi, Melissa. A bunch of them just did a whole is it keto or not? And every one of them that used to use it before, after researching Tarani syrups, now have videos up when they educated themselves saying that it's not keto approved because of the maltodextrin and the dextrose. Everything, if you flip it around, you look on the bottom, it says sucralose on it. Hi, Jody. Sucralose is not the only thing that's in there. The reason they say sucralose is because they use Splenda to sweeten it, and Splenda has sucralose in it. But if you break down Splenda, 99% of it is maltodextrin, and the other part is dextrose, and then sucralose. Sucralose is only 1%. The other 99% is all the bad stuff, which is 100 to 115 on the GI index, which is twice as bad as table sugar. And the lady says, "Well, that's keto approved." And I said, "No, honey, that's not keto approved. I don't know who told you that. I don't know if you were in like keto in Canada or something like that or whatever, and they told you because that's what they do up there, but it's not keto approved. There are better ones. Lakanto coffee sweeteners. Lakanto has their liquid drops with a monk fruit and erythritol. And it's chocolate, vanilla flavor. They got I think like a caramel flavor and stuff. And it's an excellent product to use in your coffee if that's what you want to do. But Tarani syrups. Why is my phone so like blurry? Anyway, Tarani syrups are not approved on keto. So I just actually got off of one of the messenger chats with Tarani from the Philippines, and I said, "Look, quit jacking me around and telling me all the sweeteners and stuff that you put in your syrup is natural. I want to know the truth. In your sugar-free syrups, what is in there? Is it just sucralose or is it Splenda?" I already knew the answer, but I wanted them to tell me. And they just came straight out for the second time and told me. And what I did when they told me is I drug my phone down so I can get a time date stamp so I can post it to the group so people know. And they were like, "Yeah, it's Splenda. Splenda is in there." So it does have maltodextrin, it does have dextrose, and it does have sucralose. And I went ahead and screenshotted it real quick and I sent it back over there and said, "See, guys, I care. I'm not going to lie to you about it. I care about you. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm telling you the truth." So the girl did not like that. She actually left some hateful comments, and then she left the group. And sorry, I got disconnected for a second. I had to turn my Wi-Fi off and just go back to my phone service. But I don't understand why everybody always has to go back to masculinity. That's their like last-ditch effort whenever they want to get out of an argument or they want to prove something. Because of your masculinity, it has nothing to do with being that way. It's because I'm concerned for somebody's health. It's because I want to give you good information. It's because I've been doing this longer than most people that we even follow, and I want to give you the good advice instead of the bad advice. Out of the bad advice. I want to try to stop you from doing dirty keto and move you into a lazy keto form, so at least you're eating some kind of clean keto and not stuff that's possibly going to hurt you or cause more damage. Lazy keto is fine. I don't have a problem with lazy keto. It's the dirty keto that irks me. It really makes my skin crawl because people just don't care. As long as it don't have carbs, that's all they're worried about. But they'll take all the junk in it that's there. And, the girl, she left the group or whatever. And it's sad because now she's going to go to somebody else. And who knows, I could have helped her. But she wanted to get right on the fence right away and just kind of get defensive and everything about it. And I don't know. I try to help people, and then sometimes they just don't want to hear it. They want to keep doing the bad stuff that they're doing because they don't want to be told that they're wrong. So, anyhow, it's not my issue anymore. She's long gone. She's done went to another keto group, or probably in many other keto groups. But it's kind of funny that she would throw that because of your masculinity. That's why you're like you are, really. And I didn't think about it until I got almost to the movie theater, and I was thinking to myself, I'm going to watch a movie tonight that's standing up for women's rights and equality, but yet my masculinity gets in the way, and I I guess I do stuff that doesn't make any sense because I'm going to this movie because I'm rooting this woman on. I'm excited to watch it because I think that we all should be equal. I mean, there are differences. We all have our differences. Some of us are better at things than the other, but we all should be treated equal. We all should be given equal opportunity, and the movie that I'm seeing tonight is exactly about that. It's about a woman that's fighting for equality, and it's kind of funny that this girl would throw that in my face. I don't know. I don't know if you would call that a snowflake. I don't know if that's the proper term that they use for somebody like that. But anyhow, my shout-outs. My first shout-out for somebody that likes to be told the truth right away. No BS, no joking around, no nothing. I mean, he does joke around, but he's very serious in what he does. He takes it as his profession. He is the my scientificator, or whatever I call him. He's big into science. It's his profession. If you have not followed Bart K, our nutritional science watchdog, be careful. He's a good guy. He puts out really good information, but you might be shocked because he's not going to lie to you. He might upset you because he's going to tell you the truth. He talks about a lot of LDL. He talks about everything that goes on inside the body. He's very aware with all the science behind it, from hormones to lipid panels to vitamins, how you get foods and stuff, how you correct certain conditions. He's not a doctor. He'll tell you up front, but he can guide you and he can try to help you and give you some opinionated advice, which is very educated. Bart K, B-A-R-T-K-A-Y. He has a Patreon. You can follow him there too. He's got a little bit more information on his Patreon than he does on his YouTube group, naturally, because he's getting paid for that. But he's a great guy. He's got a lot of information. A lot of people have a hard time watching him because he's very upfront, and he's going to tell you a lot of things that you thought... He's going to tell you a lot of things that you thought were true. I'll give you a shout out. Let me look at your stuff first. I don't know who you are, but let me look at your stuff and I'll shout you out. I want to talk about you a little bit whenever I do this, because I try to get pretty personal with the people that I subscribe to so I can actually give some information on them. Bart K is the real deal. He's up front. He's out here fighting the vegans and stuff like that. He don't stand for no BS. Melanie Hindi, MELANIEHINDE. Melanie Hindi, the Keto Critic. You can see her commenting on some of my videos. She's wonderful. Follow her journey. She shows you her macros. She's very live, very raw. Shows you everything from start to finish. She does a series called 365 Days to 50. We are in the Diet Bet Challenge together. The Diet Bet Challenge is where you put a bunch of money into a pot. Then everybody that's in that pot needs to achieve a certain amount of weight loss in a certain amount of time. If you do not achieve it or you drop out, your money stays and it gets divvied up against or amongst everybody else that's there. The more people that drop out, the more money you get. As long as you lose your 4%, as long as you lose whatever that goal is, you get all your money back. So me and her are in the pot together, and then more people came, and more people. I think we're up to like 7 people now. The pot's up to like $245. Dollars, and you got 30 days to lose 4% of your body weight. So say you're 290 pounds and you got to be down to 278 or something by the end of the challenge. That's nothing. I mean, it's really achievable. It really pushes you to see how good you can do. And then if you subscribe to the Diet Bet app, you automatically get put into other drawings. And you can win $50, $100. You can win crock pots, air fryers, any kind of stuff. And you don't even know you're put into a drawing to win that stuff. And they take your results from the challenge that you're in, and it can be applied to other challenges if you pay for the membership. But I think it's like $40 or $50 a year. That's just food for thought. She's an excellent person to watch. She's very smart, very nice to look at. Go over there and follow her. She's very witty, very funny. Go follow her. I want to give a shout out to Keto Diamond. I stopped following a lot of my old people in the past that I used to follow, but she never gave up on me. She always follows me. She never once stopped watching my videos and stuff, and even today she still watches my stuff. And I want to really give her a shout out. She's come a long way. She's lost a freaking ton of weight. She doesn't do the cleanest keto like I'd like to see people do, but she's close. She's a normal person with a family just like everybody else does. She struggles just like the rest of us do. She's got her own website. She's got a lot of information out there, and she can really help a lot of ladies, especially a lot of ladies that are going through the same struggle. So you need to follow her. You need to go over there right now, click off this video, go find her. Keto Diamond, go find her. Her name is Joni. Tell her the Keto Mechanic sent you. Please tell her that I sent you. Who else are we going to shout out while we're here? Carnival. Carnival is another one that takes it straight to the meat eaters. He is very, very, very informative when he talks about things. He's very funny. At the same time, he follows a lot of the science and stuff. Check him out as well. Carnival. Right off the top of my head, Nona Grace. Nona does a little bit of everything. Nona talks about her keto journey. Nona talks about her personal life. She tells stories and stuff that make you feel like you're at home again. Makes you feel like you're sitting down with your mom at the table, and she's just talking about the good old days. So if you're having a bad day, if you're just having a crappy time in general, and you're just looking for a pick-me-up, you go click on Nona Grace's channel. She's been following me for a long time. She's seen me go from nothing, struggling, to now my subscriber rating is increasing like crazy every single day. You know, 20, 30, 40 people every single day, and I love it. Nona has always followed me. She's got about 560 or 570 subscribers. She's very hometown. She's very normal. She's very people. She's very story-oriented. She's very family-oriented. She's just a great, great, great person. Follow her. Nonna Grace. Nona Grace. Who else am I going to shout out here today? Who else watches me and comments? Trying to think who else has got a YouTube channel that really comments on my stuff a lot here. Help me out. Somebody else who's watching right now that knows who comments a lot of my stuff. Those are the people I see a lot that I know has a YouTube channel. Help me out. Oh gosh, I'm brain fart. I've had so much going on today. I'm trying to prepare for this seminar. I'm doing a keto seminar February 2nd from 3 to 5 p.m. at the Alexandria Westside Regional Library. It's my first one. Somebody finally seemed to value in what I have to say, and now they're giving me a chance. Let's see. I don't follow Keto Jinja. K-E-T-O-G-I-N-J-A. I don't follow her. I mean, I don't know who that is, and if I do, I've never seen anybody like that comment on my channel. Give me some other ideas here. Who comments on my channel? Who else? Keto Steve. He comments sometimes. I definitely get some comments from Keto Steve at times. My girl Maria, low carb, high fat, but I forget the name of her channel. It's like Hispanic. It's like Keto Dietetica, Ketogenica, I don't know, or something like that. I don't remember her. I don't remember exactly what it is. Trying to think who else here. Why am I drawing such a brain just fog right now? It's like I can't even think about who. Yeah, but I always forget her full name, like on her channel. Pearls of Wisdom with Keto Under 20 or something like that. I can never say her name correctly. Go check her out. She's another one that if I could remember her name right, I might say her, give her a shout out more, but I can't ever remember her name. But she is another one that is really honest. She tells you everything about her journey. She doesn't hide anything. Just type in Pearls of Wisdom with Keto Under 20 or something like that, or just try Pearls of Wisdom, or look at my subscriptions and you'll see she's in there as well. But she is very upfront. She's very honest. She didn't sugarcoat anything. She don't BS you. She's not one of these frou-frou, I'm going to make 10,000 different fat bombs and bulletproof coffees and all this stuff. She just tells you straight, yeah, I might have a little bulletproof coffee. I got my greens. I do my keto, and that's her Evo and her macadamia nuts and everything else that she talks about. But again, she's very straight. She's very strict when she does things. She's a coach. She helps a lot of people. I think she's got about 5,000 subscribers. Another guy that I used to follow a lot, even though I don't follow him no more, is AD Keto, A.D. Keto. But he does a lot of reviews on like ice creams and stuff like that and snacks that I'm not really a fan of, and I don't get into all that kind of keto. That's just not me. If y'all want to check him out, it's A.D. Keto, AD Keto. Who else? Who else? Who else? Trying to think who else. You could Scott the truck driver. I mean, if you're Scott does keto, but I don't think his content's not always about keto. It's about different things in life in general. He's very blunt, kind of swears a lot. I like him a lot. Very straight, very honest, very, very, very informative when he does his videos. Yeah, Sarah from Pearls of Wisdom is her name. Scott's cool. I mean, I like Scott because he keeps it real. He doesn't try to sugarcoat anything for anybody. He just tells you what's on his mind, and he's funny. It doesn't matter. He's real. He says what he wants, and if you don't like it, it's just too darn bad. That's kind of how I am most of the time. Yeah. Who else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody here. I wanted to say more. I wanted to. Go check out New Doctor. The New Doctor that was on my keto group not too long ago, and he started. He did a live for us already, and he's been active in our group. He talks about us on Instagram a lot. My public page on Facebook is Keto Nation Official, and then my private page is Carnivore/Keto Nation Official, and we do. I talk about everything, full-blown meal plans. I show you how I make food from start to finish. I kind of do everything. My whole life is exposed there, which is kind of scary sometimes, but it's the truth. But the New Doctor that I've been following, that's been very active on my channels and stuff, and he helps me out a lot, and I try to help him out a lot, is Dr. Paul Saladino. He's doing carnivorous eating right now, and he posts all his blood results and stuff on Facebook. He doesn't hide anything. He's very upfront, very honest. Probably the best younger. Hey, I think he's like, I don't know. I think he's like late 30s. Dr. Paul Saladino is like straight science. Like the dude, say something right now to him and see if he don't have an answer in like 3 to 4 seconds. I mean, I don't like Melissa, Ginger in the UK. No, absolutely not. I can't. I'm not going to say anything bad. Let me stop where I'm at right now. I can't give that recommendation. I have my reasons why. I cannot. Dr. Paul Saladino's got a YouTube. He's got a Facebook. Probably only a matter of time before he has his own. He has his own page, his Facebook page. So, Dr. Paul Saladino, I've never seen anybody answer the questions as fast as he does. Throw something at him, use as much scientific term as you want, and it's answered like within seconds. Bam, bam, bam. He don't even have to think about it. It just comes right out of his mouth. He's not like the other doctors that got to think and they got to try to think about the studies and what happened in the past. Dr. Paul Saladino is not like that. Whenever he talks about something, it's an instant answer almost every single time. The dude is like a walking encyclopedia of medical terms and advice, and just comes right out of his mouth. Bam, 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 over and over again. I was like, dude, how do you know? Like, he's still young. Like, he's still really young, and he just studies so much, and he's so into like medical and science and stuff in general. It's really refreshing to have a psychology doctor know so much about medical stuff, because he's so interested in healing people in general, and that's just what he does. And there's another doctor that talks to him all the time, or that I've seen comment back and forth with him all the time. Dr. Stanley Lang. If you want to look at a doctor that's kind of like religious, and he believes in the whole paradigm shift, the whole presentation together, not just one. Dr. Stanley Lang, he's about spirituality, he's about healing, he's about health, he's about using keto. He's another very soft-spoken doctor. He's an older doctor that's been around for quite a while. He still practices, and very knowledgeable. So he's another doctor as well that I would look into. Trying to think. I've had The reason I don't want to give, I don't want to say anything about. Let me shut my mouth because I'm going to get in trouble. Because if I talk about what Melissa brought up with the person, I might get myself in trouble. I don't want to do that. Tristan is awesome from Primal Edge Health. Tristan is amazing, but he doesn't need a shout out, man. That guy's got so many followers, and he doesn't really like. I don't think he really likes getting shout outs. Like, he doesn't even ask people to subscribe to his channel. He doesn't ask people to hit the bell notification. He doesn't ask people for anything. Like, he literally doesn't do any of that stuff. So he doesn't need a shout out, really. The guy's smart. He's really cool. He's smart. He's very honest. He talks just like, you know, me and him say a lot of the same things, actually, when we talk about how not following this, the fad social stuff with these different kinds of keto groups on social media that recommend all this wanky, wacky, wanket stuff. I mean, I don't know. I can make up a name for just crazy, crazy stuff that people come from a group and say, oh, yeah, this group told me I only need 1,000. Phil Escott is another, thank you, Mark, you're on it today. Phil Escott is another amazing guy. I think he's got about 7,000 followers. He's got about 7,000 followers, I think. He's about to do some kind of seminar that he's hosting in the UK somewhere, isn't it? Phil Escott is another, I think he's another carnivore. He's another very, very, very smart guy. I don't know too much about him. I've watched some of his stuff, and I like it. Very upfront, very honest. He gets a lot of criticism from people, but he just keeps rolling with it. I mean, he takes the punches, and he just keeps going. Yeah, retreat in Spain. Sub 999. I don't know. I don't know what that means, dude. I can't even read your name. Who else? Come on, let's get some more people in here. I want to do that too. If you want to look at who's another one that I would recommend? I don't know. I would recommend Daphne, but man, she really pissed me off the last time I talked to her. She said, I can't follow your keto group, or I can't follow your page because you have vegetables at the top of your page. I said, so what does it matter? I'm a carnivore and I got vegetables at the top of my page. What does that have to do with my content? She said, well, vegetables kill people. Bottom line, I don't care what you have to say. Blah, 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 blah. I can't follow your channel. I can't watch your stuff because you have vegetables on the top of your page. I said, what does that have to do with me? You were a freaking vegan. And now you're a carnivore. And you want to blame me for putting... It's just a stupid header on my page. And she went off and started talking all this trash. And I made her look like a fool. Like, seriously, how does that dictate whether or not a person's putting out good content? And she just caused a big dramatic scene or whatever. And I quit following her completely. And I don't care about bashing her. She's a lost cause. She's one of them ones that people talk about that are cult-like in the carnivore community. They're like, oh, you gotta eat freaking meat. You can't do anything else. If it's not meat, if it's not animal products, you're gonna freaking die and all this other stuff. And I'm like, man, what is wrong with you, chick? I quit following her completely. That girl's lost. Let me see what somebody said something here. 100% carnivore and beyond is Phil Escott's group. Cool. Thanks for putting that up there. Who else am I missing here? There's got to be somebody else here. Somebody else small that needs a shout out. I like shouting out. Or Logan Sneed, FusionLean.com. Check him out. Logan Sneed is very motivational. He's a young guy that survived like brain cancer and stuff like that. He teaches a lot of people. He's got his own website where he does customized coaching plans for meal planning and stuff like that. Logan Sneed is he's very inspirational. I've been commenting on a lot of his stuff lately. I've seen him commenting on some of my stuff lately, so I'm starting to get noticed more and more. I've been around longer than all these guys. I've been around for years, but I never thought to do anything on social media until recently. And then I got hurt in Iraq, and I gained all the weight back, and now I'm struggling trying to lose it all. I've lost 147 pounds, and then I gained 22 pounds of muscle, and now I'm going back into 30 days of really super strict keto eating and a lot of gym time. I'm trying to lean back out and lose. I want to lose about 25 to 30 pounds of fat this time before I quit and go back into bulking again, because I'm trying to stop from having that skin surgery. That's the biggest thing, is stopping the skin surgery. I went to look at the skin surgery. I got down, I started at 385 and I got down to 260, 264. And I noticed how much loose skin I had on my love handles and around my butt and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I can't have this. I got to bulk back up and I got to start doing something. So I started almost doubling my food, pounding the weights at the gym, and I started getting bigger. And I said, I got to keep doing this for a long time, because I'm not fixing to get this skin surgery. It's $14,000 for the skin surgery, and I don't have that kind of money. So I started bulking back up real heavy, and I gained about another 22 pounds over the last 4 months of just eating real heavy. Some of that's fat, of course, but my blood sugar stayed in check, my insulin stayed in check, my triglycerides stayed in check. So I was fine with that. If I was gaining and I was getting bigger, which I posted pictures on Facebook today, people see how much bigger I got, substantially bigger, just from really pounding the weights and just eating a lot of food and a lot of protein, a lot of fat. And now I'm going to go back into losing again. Trying to figure out who else. Who else? Who else? I'm going to shout somebody else out. One more person before we get off here. Give me somebody else. One more person before we get off. I want to give one more recommendation. I mean, dry fasting helps a lot. Long-term fasting helps a lot, but I already do that. I mean, I'll fast for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days at a time. Last year I did 8 days. In 2017, I did 7 days. Then I did a 5-day fast, many 5-day fasts, many 3-day fasts. I can't even count. So I'm good with fasting. Fasting is nothing to me. I mean, and it did help some of the loose skin, but I had so much loose skin that it wasn't going to help like we would want it to. So that's why I do forms of long fasting now, lots of gym time. There's another YouTuber right there. Want to be better? Have you? What's your channel? Did you even? I don't remember last time I talked. I tried to shout you out or something like that. You said you didn't have a channel yet. I'm not sure who. Anyway, who's the other lady that's been following us for a long time? I'm looking for another person to shout out while I'm on here. Who am I shouting out? There you go. She's got one. Want to be better. How are you? What are we doing with recommendation wise? Give me one more person to recommend before we get off here, because we've been on here for about 30 minutes so far, and I don't really ever let my stuff go this long when I'm live. So what are we doing? One more. I said her, Melanie Hindi. I definitely, me and her talk almost every day now, so I got her. I already said Bart K. I said Carnival, Dr. Paul Saladino, Dr. Stanley Lang, Dr. Stan Ekberg. Oh yeah, him. That's the other doctor I was thinking of, Dr. Stan Ekberg. Another great doctor, follows the science, no nonsense kind of guy, kind of says it how it is. He's not real high strung. He doesn't kind of get distracted or anything. He just kind of stays with the flow, and he gets right into the message and he completes it. He doesn't do all that getting excited and stuff like that. He's a great guy, great doctor, always has great presentations, gets right to the point, right to the recommendations, right to the science. I've been watching him now for about 4 weeks, and he agreed to come on to my keto page. He says sometime this year we'll schedule something. It's kind of... It is pretty thorough. Mine was sarcastic because I really don't like Jillian Michaels. But mine, I showed the video of her almost sucking face with Josh Axe, Dr. Josh Axe. I don't even really like saying Dr. Josh Axe because everything's about pushing supplements with him. and he only agrees with people doing keto for 3 months at a time and then going back to regular eating, which is a joke because sometimes it takes a lot longer than that to heal. But I posted her. I was one of the first videos up, honestly, that had her with Josh Axe, and I did a review on that, and I think that's almost got 13 or 14,000. I'm not sure. Well, you said we all have a different approach. I don't necessarily agree with the 3-month approach. So if you're considering that an approach, I would not consider that, and I'll say that's wrong. And if you want me to tell you why, I'll tell you why. But that is not an approach that I even think is acceptable. 3 months and then stopping and adding food back in. There's much more to it than that. And I'll win this argument all day. So, I thought you meant that whole 3-month thing from Josh Axe. That's a joke. Doing keto for 3 months and then adding other foods back in. Yeah, I mean, no, we all do have a different approach. You're right. I was a little disappointed in Thomas DeLauer's approach today. He was very professional when he did it. He was very laid back when he talked about Jillian Michaels. He didn't bash her at all. But I think he let a lot of things go that he should have cleared up some. I think Thomas DeLauer could have done a lot better job than what he did. And instead of letting her go and letting her off the hook and just saying, you know, this was her plan, this is what her PR guy decided to do, I think it was really respectful. And I think he did get some good stuff out, but I think he was way too nice. He let way too much slip. And if you look, I have like 4 or 5 comments in a row breaking down even further than what he did, why he should have added more to it because of the amount of followers that he has. First of all, it's not just a PR stunt. She's making money off of Dr. Josh Axe as an affiliate with Ancient Nutrition. Dr. Josh Axe is a ketogenic doctor. He supports keto. She came onto the show saying that it was a good diet if done correctly, shaking her head and nodding and looking at him with her goo goo gaga eyes like she was all into what he was saying, drinking his keto shake, and then turned around, 6 months later and says it's a diet that's going to kill you and make you sick and all this other stuff, whatever she said. If it was me, I would be here saying, you know what? You're not part of Ancient Nutrition anymore. You got to go because you just kind of bashed us because now people seen you on here with us and you were supporting it, and now you're kind of against us, talking bad about it, and you're trying to make your own money and market your own stuff, and now you've made us look bad, but yet you're an affiliate for our company? No. You got to go, sweetie. I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way. You talk bad about a company that you make money off of, you can't work for them no more. That's how it works. That's life. So if Josh Axe ever seen this video, the right thing for you to do would be to boot her butt right out of there and say, you made us look like a fool, you made yourself look like a fool, and now all of a sudden you're promoting your new stuff that has nothing to do with keto, so you don't need to be an affiliate of Ancient Nutrition because you've made us look bad. You've tainted our name now. Because I did a video showing the two of them together and her being super supportive of keto, and then all of a sudden, just no. You should not do keto. If it was me, I would be forcing Ancient Nutrition and Dr. Josh Axe to put her right off that as an affiliate. She needs to go. That would not be acceptable. That's only the right thing to do. What was the other thing? Dr. Berry did a good video. Who else? Somebody else did a good video too. Dr. Berry did a good video. And then what's that other site that they're super science-based? They're super informative. HVMN or something like that. They have like a monthly or weekly show. What's up with this stupid phone? I think it's called HVMN. They're very, very, very in-depth. I have Kito Connect was good. You're right. I have my reservations. Yeah, I know Stephanie Keto Person did one, but hers really annoyed me. Dr. Bird did okay. Kito Connect did okay. But there's certain people I really don't like talking about. Stephanie Keto Person, she's one I really don't like talking about. She's got her own way of doing keto, her own recommendations, her sassy attitude about Jillian Michaels, you need to come learn from me and everything else, like she knows it all. I don't get into all that. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. Her recommendations about people should have minimum 200 grams of fat per day and stuff, I think that's dangerous. There are a lot of small women that another group, another male, a male that was running another keto group was taking her recommendations and recommending them to women, and some of them were 140, 150, 160 pounds. They should not be eating 200 grams of fat per day, no matter what the case is. You burn the fat that's on your body, not on your plate. If you're going to get fat on your plate, you need to be getting it from, yes, I like him, High Intensity Health. Mike, I really like him. Mike Mutzel, another good guy. Very in-depth, very straight to the point, science-based. But when Stephanie gets in front of the camera and, oh, look at these abs, and, oh, showing off these muscles and stuff that look like they're genetics anyway, that look like she really didn't work that hard for them. I'm just being real with you guys right now. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't like her attitude. I don't like how she acts like she knows everything. And I don't like this recommendation of 200 grams of fat minimum. This stuff is, it's not dangerous, but it's just nonsense. So it's not something I care for, and and when I watch her videos, I get annoyed by it because I don't feel like I feel like a lot of the stuff that she repeats is rehearsed. I feel like she read it out of a book and she just learned it, and she keeps repeating it the same way. And it's nothing more than that. It wasn't like she studied it. It was life experience or anything like that. Frank Trofano is another good guy. Frank Trofano, I like him. I think he knows a lot about carnivore. I think we get sidetracked a little bit on certain topics and things like that. I really like his videos, but again, there's some questions I have about some things that I'm not sure what to think, but I do like Frank. Frank's another very, very informative guy when it comes to carnivore, and he follows a lot of the science and stuff. He does a lot of studying on his own. But it's, you know, if I'm shocked by some of these people that just make up their own rules. Seriously, can anybody tell me where Stephanie got that 200 grams of fat recommendation? Where did that come from? How do you look at somebody that's 140 pounds and say you need to have 200 grams of fat per day? That's minimum. Just, that's what you need to have. How do you do that? I guess when you have 90,000 subscribers, you can make anybody believe anything. But I don't understand that. I was watching one of her videos like a week or two ago, and I heard her say that, and I was like, what are you talking about? And I even messaged her back and said, look, I've been doing this for 15 years. I mean, like, literally 17 years old, started the Atkins diet with my parents because they were overweight and out of shape and needed to get off pills and everything else. So my mother asked me to start it with them because she couldn't stand me eating regular food. I started the Atkins diet when I was 17 years old, literally just a couple weeks after I turned 17. Next weekend, I turned 33. That's 15 years I've been doing this, low-carb eating. And I got blown up in Iraq, gained a bunch of weight, took out both my knees and stuff like that, and now I'm healing. I gained almost 200 pounds from my injury in Iraq. Plus, I was in 9 foster homes from the time I was 13 to 17 years old. I was homeless at the age of 13, begging for food out of the back of restaurants and finding my clothes in dumpsters, living in a park for months before the police helped me. And I was in an abusive foster home, which all my information is on the internet. You can see the newspaper articles, you can see everything like that. I've been doing this for almost 15 years. I just don't understand how people can think that, you know, 4 or 5 years of something automatically means you know everything. I still am learning something every single day. Every day. But yet you get people that do it 4 or 5, you know, people that do it 6 months or a year, and they swear to God they know everything. I mean, that's fine. I get that. But again, my question was, where does this whole 200 grams of fat minimum come from? How could you tell somebody you need to have 200 grams of fat minimum? That's my question is if you have somebody that you know cannot afford to have 200 grams of fat per day minimum, how do you tell them that that's what they should be eating? It wasn't until 2 weeks ago that I figured out where that recommendation came from by the guy in the other keto group. Oh, come on. Baloney, homie. Just like Chris Kruger says. That's another guy. Check out Chris Kruger, another guy that follows the science. He just did a big vegan gains bashing or whatever, or rebuttal. Tore him up. Chris Kruger's another guy. Very, very, very into keto. I think he's got like 75,000 followers. You're not going to tell me there's a single person that recommends 200 grams of fat minimum. If it's just based off her consultations, she's probably wrong. You got to look at the bigger picture here. Would you sit down and eat 200 grams of fat per day and expect to get instant results? I mean, I can't get into it. I cannot get into her. Maybe I should stop talking about it, because next thing you know, it'll be an all-out war. But no, I'm not going there. The 200 grams of fat recommendation it's crazy. That's for people that are. I have men that do 200 grams of fat that are gym rats, and they're barely getting 240 grams of fat per day. And you mean to tell me your minimum recommendation for a woman is 200 grams of fat? I mean, you better be doing some heavy workouts to get through a lot of that energy and stuff like that, or else you're gonna be in trouble. You're not gonna lose no weight off that. I'm 200 grams of fat. Come on, va. Exactly. It's silly. Let me tell you a little story, guys. I jumped in a keto group. The creator of a keto group said, "Look, we're falling apart, and I've been watching a lot of your stuff lately. Could you come to our group and help us kind of straighten some stuff out?" We got another guy there. He's pretty smart. He's like a dietitian or something like that. He's okay with this stuff, but he's not that great. He's making a lot of bad recommendations. So I says, fine, I'll jump in the group. So I jump in the group. Yeah, that's 1,800 calories from fat alone. I'll pass. There's no way I would ever recommend that to people. So I go in the group. I see what's going on. I said, man, this guy's kind of making up his own stuff. He's not using calculators. He's not showing people how to track right. He's making a lot of like open recommendations that are just kind of crazy. And then he's telling people you shouldn't have any less than 200 grams of fat. And I couldn't figure out where he was getting these recommendations from. And people were like, I'm trying to cram this 200 grams of fat in my body every single day, and I can't do it. It's making me nauseous. I'm getting sick. I've got a lot of diarrhea and stuff like that. I just cannot. I can't even eat all my food. I'm forcing myself to do it, and I'm not getting anywhere. I'm gaining weight. The first week I was there, I had probably a dozen women message me privately and say, I'm still gaining weight. I'm not losing weight off of this. Yeah, because you're having 200 grams of fat per day. If you're eating more dietary fat than what your body's able to burn, guess what's going to happen? You're going to pack it away. Your body's going to find a way to pack it away. You don't just eat fat and then all of a sudden it just disappears. You could still store fat off that. And I try to tell people, I don't understand where this comes from. I don't understand where people get this recommendation. It took me almost 2 weeks to fix what was going on. And then probably a quarter of the group, some of you remember back in the day when this happened, a quarter of the group all left his Facebook group and came over to mine and said, look, dude, we just want help. We don't want this 500 or this 200 grams of fat per day stuff because it's not working for us. Well, now I know where it came from. Now I know who created it. Stephanie. And it was disastrous. These people were trying to cram themselves full of so much fat, plus getting protein and carbs and stuff in on top of it, and it was not working out. It was making them sick. So no, I will never, ever recommend that to people. Maybe if somebody's like a super active person, sure, they can handle something like that. But if you're just a normal person with just minimal to moderate activity and you work a normal life and you don't, and you got weight to lose, there's no way I would tell people to eat 1,800 calories in fat. It would not happen. It's not even smart. I don't know. A lot of this is just things that I could never do, and I don't see why they got created or whatever. Let me think. There was somebody else I wanted to talk about. I follow Goody Beets, but Goody Beets has been changing a lot. Goody Beets, he's got good content and stuff like that, but, some of it's about clean keto, some of it's about dirty keto, some of it is about, working out all the time and supplements and stuff, and then, a lot of it's positive. I really like his stuff, but it's hard for me to get into it serious because it's all over the place. And it's more for I notice a lot of younger people that are into the hip kind of thing and all that, following it, but I have a hard time just focusing on it because I'm like, dude, you know what you're cooking with right now? You're making like these strawberry cream something pancakes, and you're dumping Jello in there, and it's got tons of maltodextrin in it, which is like a GI index of 115, and regular table sugar is 65. And while he was live making these, I actually said something to him. I said, hey, bro, you know that stuff you're using is not very clean, right? It's not really keto approved and not necessarily good for your health either. And he was like, oh, yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know there was maltodextrin in it, and I've never seen him make a video with it since. But, I mean, I don't understand. Some of the stuff that I see, I don't understand. It's like people don't check the labels. They don't read anything. They just think because it's sugar-free or whatever, it's okay to eat. It's okay to consume, which is, like, not good at all to be that way. Another thing that I don't understand is these people that do dirty keto with canola oils and soy oils and hydrogenated vegetable oils and all this other stuff. And they got dextrose and high fructose corn syrup and everything else. And oh yeah, it's keto. See in the back it says 0 carb, but they're shoving it down their mouth or piling it in, and they wonder why they're not losing that much weight. Well, you see the video I just did on Slim Fast. It says keto, but you flip it over and you look at the back of it, and it's got soy oil, canola oil. It's got soy lectins and dextrose and maltodextrin and canola oil. I'm like, man, this stuff is not keto. What the heck is this crap? I did a full-blown video talking about all their products and how it's a bunch of BS. It's not even real keto. I'm hoping people watch it. The only product from them that is keto is their peanut butter cups. That's it. The ones that say Fat Bomb peanut butter cups. But they've got 6 or 7 other brands that say keto. It's got all that other junk in there. I wouldn't buy any of it. I'd boycott them. You want to label stuff as keto, and then look at the back of it, and it's all crap. The only thing that is close to keto is the peanut butter Fat Bombs, but it still has soy lectins and stuff in it. If you look at the back, it's not even clean. If you want clean, like Fat Bomb peanut butter cups, Whole Foods carries a brand that I have a video on. I just did it. It's called Kito Cups. And all it has is like coconut butter, monk fruit. I think it's like a peanut butter, but it's a coffee flavored peanut butter. Dark chocolate. It's got like 4 or 5 ingredients in it, and it's super, super keto. There's no junk in it at all. Zero junk, and it's all real. And it's called Kito Cups. Whole Foods has it, and I think it's like, if you get out of here later or whatever, like I'm gonna end this now so I can go watch my video or my movie. But it's actually just did a review on it, and it's super clean. No junk, no nothing in it, and it's just awesome. It really is awesome. Yeah, because keto, like my barbecue sauce, for instance, I use a sugar-free barbecue sauce, or I use a no sugar added Heinz ketchup to make my barbecue sauce, but it's got a little sucralose in it. I'm searching something out where I make my own homemade ketchup so I can make the barbecue sauce from scratch that will have no sucralose in it at all, and I'll use it as a stevia sweetened, and I want to try to market it. My barbecue sauce, the way I make it right now, is hands down by far the best barbecue sauce that I've ever tasted. It's got just enough sweetness. It's got just enough bite. It tingles in your mouth just real lightly for about 30 to 45 seconds after you take a bite. It's kind of there. The flavor's there. It lingers a little bit, and then it disappears. And it's just got the perfect bite, the perfect sweetness to it. And so many people over the last few weeks are saying, man, I don't know. I can't eat your barbecue sauce because if I keep eating, I would keep just eating it and eating it. And who was it? Richard Patty, or the name is Richard Patty on my group, but Patty's the one that comments on the Facebook. She said she made it for her family, and they ate it all, and then she had to go back and make more because the family loved it. And then like that same week, about a dozen people messaged me and said, man, this is dangerous. This is good. This is really good. And then I had my girl Maria, low carb, high fat, she's got a Hispanic channel, and she's got a couple other cooking channels. I said, hey, would you take this recipe for me and make it into like a recipe card that says like keto barbecue sauce so I can like share it with people quick? And she was like, oh, that'd be awesome. So she transferred it into Spanish and English. She gave me both copies. So I put it on my public page and I put it on my keto group, and now people can just quick reference it, click on it. I even put it on my my keto website now. Kirby just helped me create my keto website, and it's got my story, the video. As soon as the website comes up, you can click on my YouTube video and watch it. It's called ketojourney.club, and now I have my own website. It's got my own stories, my own recipes and stuff on it. I'm building it slowly, and finally starting to become more professional like, so people can go follow me even on the web, you know. So and then I don't know how Kirby does it. He knows how to post all the videos and rearrange stuff perfectly. So as soon as you click on it, there's the YouTube video. It pops right up so you can hear my story and kind of what I've overcome so far. And I would hope that some of you guys would go on my Facebook and look at my journey and look at the articles and stuff that were posted in the Chicago Tribune about me, or even just type in my name, Richard Passo, and Google me, and you'll see, you know, all my college that I've finished so far, and graduating with honors and top of the class and everything else, and how I went from possibly being a sewer rat. I could have been a junkie, I could have been a raper, a pedophile, anything, but instead I decided to use nutrition to heal myself and follow the right path and not be a statistic. And here I am, a master mechanic, almost 8 years of college behind me, 440 certifications. I run 6 different keto groups. I have a public page. I have a YouTube channel. I travel and talk to people, and I witness publicly. I've really shown people that no matter what the circumstance is, you don't have to be a statistic. You can heal, and you can recover from stuff. You don't have to let society gear you to the way that they want you or you should go. You don't have to use any of that. You can become somebody. You just have to you have to persevere, or what do you call it? You have to really try. You have to anchor yourself down and stick to your morals and stuff like that, and say, look, I can do this. I don't have to be anybody's. I don't have to be life's bitch. I can really make something of myself, and I don't have to follow what everybody else does that's been through down the same road that I've been down. And that's what I showed everybody is, you know, through nutrition, my brain healed, and my decision making got better, my medical conditions went away, and then through just believing in my faith and stuff in general, I made something of myself. And that's where I'm at today, is trying to share with everybody else, just trying to help people heal. But that's it. I'm gonna get in here now, guys. It's 9:26. And the movie starts in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to go get my tickets, and I'm going to go watch my, it's called, what is it called? Something about sex. It's a movie, something about sex, and it's about a woman that's fighting for equality amongst men that think that they deserve everything. And she's like a lawyer, and then she ends up getting some kind of court case that helps her prove to society that women and men should be equal. And I think it's going to be a very interesting movie, so I can't wait to see it. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. God bless. Have a great night, and I look forward to this. If you find any interest in any of my videos and you think people can learn from it, please share them. As always, please share them. Don't forget to give a thumbs up whenever you go to somebody's video. That's the #1 thing, to comment and give a thumbs up, because their content will not spread if you do not do that. A lot of people don't know that, and a lot of people forget to do that. But that's what helps somebody's content spread, is by doing the thumbs up and leaving a comment. Sometimes that is above and beyond subscribing. Thank you. Good night, everybody, and enjoy your night.